That's right. Thank you, Neil. So I'm here representing the Global Lakes Ecological Observatory Network. So you're going to hear about probably several eons as you think about the GOES network. We are the one that was established in 2005 to bring together scientists who are studying lakes. So we have a vision, or I guess this is more of a mission statement. We are an international grassroots network of all these people that are listed on the slide. And I say that because that becomes kind of a mantra in GLEON, that this idea that we're grassroots. We're very different from NEON, which is much more top-down, if you've heard of NEON before. Our goal is to build a scalable, persistent network of lake ecology observatories in order to improve understanding and management of lake ecosystems. We have a strong connection to the applied perspective of fresh water being a resource that provides ecosystem services to humans, and so we come at it from that perspective. Our vision, we have a vision that encompasses the desire to build a network, to create a research environment, and to maintain this international flavor. So it is a global network. And we have put a lot of work into this vision statement, and it was kind of painful in the beginning to sit around and wordsmith this, but we're pretty satisfied with it. I think it really reflects what GLEON is. So another thing that I wanted to emphasize is that it's really actually 3 networks. We are a network of people. We have over 300 members at the last count in over 34 countries. And so you can see just a plot of our membership. These are individual members. It's actually very easy to be an individual member. You pretty much just send an email to the administrator for our organization, who's located at University of Wisconsin. And I think you need like one what's the word I'm looking for? Endorsement from another GLEON member, which could be me or anybody, just saying that, yeah, you know, he or she should be a member of GLEON, and you become a member. So it's pretty straightforward. Sites, which are actually instrumented lakes that are instrumented with buoys, are a little bit more complicated to become part of GLEON, just because they have to agree to some data sharing policies, to some controlled vocabulary, and other kinds of things. But we do have 60 lakes that are currently instrumented with buoys across 6 continents. So you'll notice that there are individual members who are members of GLEON who are not necessarily members of a GLEON site. And so we have both individual and site members. So we're a network of observatories as well as individuals. And we also have a network of data. So the individuals and the sites can contribute data to GLEON, and we experimented with having a very centralized data repository with this controlled vocabulary and metadata structure, and for about 6 years we tried really hard to do that, and just recently we've decided that a more distributed model is probably a better way to go, because we had so much trouble getting the sites to completely adhere to our metadata policies. So we do have something called Lake Base, which you can go and look up. It's kind of like Google, in the sense that you can type in, you know, search terms and find information about lakes in the GLEON network. And that's about as much as we have in terms of a central data repository. And I can, if anybody's curious about that, I can tell you more about it later. But I was told I should say something about history and structure. So we had our first meetings in 2005. It was very intentionally flat in terms of the organizational structure and partner institution involvement. We did form a steering committee eventually that has 2 co-chairs and is designed to be very representative of the broad diversity of GLEON. So it's actually kind of unwieldy large. So there's a lot of members on the steering committee, but that means at any particular meeting that we have, there's at least some critical mass of people there, because not everybody goes to every meeting. And so we try to think about gender diversity and nationality and scientific discipline and career stage. GLEON spends a lot of time self-reflecting on the demographics of our member population. We, after every meeting, have a series of steering committee meetings where we analyze the data that we collect during our meeting about the demographics of our attendees, and surveys that we do, trying to make it as a welcoming community as possible, both in terms of gender and nationality and scientific discipline, et cetera. We have a graduate student association, which was formed to try to bring more graduate students into the program. It's very active. We get about half of our attendees being graduate students every meeting. We have governing principles and policies that were developed in 2007. They're on our website, and they're very structured. Peter Arsberger, who is one of the founding members, really pushed us to do that. We used to have twice yearly meetings, and that got a little bit intense, so we switched to annual meetings in 2010. And let me skip ahead because I'm running out of time, but basically we have one initiative related to the geos, which is called, we're calling it GLEONomics, and this was initiated at our last meeting, and the idea is to basically go to all these sites that have instrumented buoys and leverage their existing sampling efforts to get samples for genomics. And so, again, I can talk more about that later, and that's linked to the Earth Microbiome Project. So GLEON and GO, we could contribute this established network. We have rich contextual data. We have access to biodiversity. We have a really robust governance and operating model that has been extremely productive scientifically. We've, I skipped the slide, but basically the main goal of GLEON is to write papers, and we do that very effectively. The meetings that we have are not seminars like this. They're just working groups of people that get together and write papers. So that's our measure of productivity. We could gain a lot more diverse scientific interests. There's really only 2 of us that have strong interests, 2 of us in the whole network that have really strong interest in genomics, and I would like to bring more people in who would fill out that metric of diversity. And we would just get new perspective on metadata, information management, and cyber infrastructure, and be able to get some more funding, hopefully, to keep GLEON going, because it is sort of on a shoestring budget right now. We are an RCN, but we're pretty much on a shoestring. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.